We can speculate, we can say anything that we want to say, but if Tua says he doesn't have a concussion, the Miami doctor says he doesn't have a concussion, and the independent doctor says he doesn't have a concussion, you have to allow the player to go out there and play.
Now, a huge concern during this particular game is what happened to Tua Tagovailoa on the pitch. In the space of 4 days, we saw him 4 days ago have what looked like a head injury, landing on the ground and hitting his head. It happened again in this game. This time, the seriousness of the incident has got everybody talking about it. The question really, he went to hospital, he was checked out, he was then cleared to travel home with the team. Do you think Osi, the Miami Dolphins, are culpable for this in any way?
I think, looking at it, you would say that, right? I mean, when you saw the initial injury, you saw him hit his head, you saw him get up, you saw him wobble. He then went and said it was a back injury. So, I mean, optically, it looks like, hey, something's wrong here. Something just doesn't smell right with this entire situation. But then when you look at the actual protocol, what the NFL protocol is, what they're supposed to do, I don't think there's really any way you can hold the Miami Dolphins responsible. Because in the protocol, they have the team doctor, which is the Miami Dolphins doctor, and they have an independent doctor, somebody who has no affiliation whatsoever with the NFL, who then looks at a guy and sees if he has a concussion. So if that independent doctor cleared Tua Tagovailoa and said this guy does not have a concussion, the Miami Dolphins now can say, yes, you do have a concussion. Everybody outside, we can speculate, we can say anything that we want to say. But if Tua says he doesn't have a concussion, the Miami doctor says he doesn't have a concussion, and the independent doctor says he doesn't have a concussion, you have to allow the player to go out there and play.
You said the key word, too. When Tua says he doesn't have a concussion. Because remember, he's under a lot of pressure. Everybody's watching him this year. It's very intense on how he performs. He wants to be out there. I've been in situations like that before. And as a player, you want to be on the field if you can do it. So it was really up to him to get back out there. You don't like how it looked, but it was his decision.
He was monitored from the previous event 4 days ago. He's been monitored every day by that independent doctor to make sure he's passing those concussion protocols. There's also an investigation going on from the NFL Players Association into what happened from that original incident against the Bills. As a player, you talk about the pressures that are on you. How might a player individually be feeling after having 2 of these incidents in the space of 4 days? How concerning is that for you as a player?
I mean, you're fearful because if another one comes, you could be out for a long time and there could be some long-term health issues. So you have to be aware, you have to hope the medical services on your team are there to provide you the right things that are necessary.
There's no question about that, but at the end of the day, we all know what we signed up for now. I think many years ago, a lot of people were going out there, they were having injuries, and they weren't really quite sure what was going on. But right now, all the information is out there for us. We know the risk involved with playing the game of American football. All the information is out there. If we continue to play, we do know that there will be some long-term ramifications. This is an unfortunate side of what we do, but it's something that we all have to deal with if we're going to continue to play.